What's up guys, Perry from Rockville here, and today we're going to show you how to set up your ROCKSTRIP 252 to a DMX controller. Now we can also use a DMX controller to control our ROCKSTRIP 252, which is great for live performances, stage productions, etc. So to set that up, I'm going to need a DMX cable. I'm going to plug the male end into the DMX out on my controller. Then I'm going to plug the other end into the DMX in on my light. If you wanted to set up another light to the chain, all you're gonna do is take another DMX cable, plug the male end into the DMX out on the first light here, then plug the other end into the DMX in on the next light, and so on and so forth for even more lights. Now the next thing we're gonna wanna do on our lights is set up the DMX address and the DMX channel. So on this light here, we have the option to set it up to 3 channel, 4 channel, 7 channel, 24 channel, or 28 channel. This just gives us options on how much control we want to have over our light. So for example, if you want just the basic controls, you can go for the 3 channel mode, and for the most advanced controls, you can go to the 28 mode. For today, let's set it to the 7 channel mode for somewhere in the middle. So to do that, we're gonna go to the channel menu here on our light. Then we're gonna press enter to change the channel mode, and then we'll use the up button to scroll up to the 7 channel mode and press enter to save. Next, we're gonna wanna set up the DMX address on our light. To do that, I'm gonna use the menu button to switch to the DMX address mode. Then I'm gonna press enter and use the up and down buttons to scroll between the different addresses. For today, we'll use A001, and then we'll press enter to save the change. So now on our controller, we can activate scanner 1, and now let's go through all the different faders for the 7 channel mode. Now faders 1 through 3 activate the red, green, and blue LEDs, but we won't be able to see them until we raise fader 4, which would be the master dimmer or how bright we set our light. So I'm gonna raise fader 4 all the way up, and now if I raise fader 1, you'll see the red LED come through. If I raise fader 2, you'll see the green LEDs, and when I raise fader 3, that brings out the blue LEDs. What's really cool is that we can use all 3 of these faders to make a customized color, so I can raise a little bit of red, a lot of green, and meet in the middle with blue, and now we have a custom color. Now fader 6 activates different chase modes depending on the value that the fader is set to, and the value just means how high we raise the fader. You can also use the LED screen to find out what value the fader is being set to. So for example, if I raise fader 6 and look at that LED screen, you'll see the number going up, letting us know that it's being set to a higher value. Now you won't notice anything happening until we raise fader 7 between 0 to 13. So if I raise it up, you'll then start to see the chase, and then you can also use fader 5 to control the speed of the chase. So the more I raise fader 5, the faster you'll see the chase going. We can also use fader 7 to set the light to the different sound modes. So for example, if I raise this anywhere from 14 to 27, that will activate the first sound bank. And if I went anywhere from 140 to 153, that will activate the second sound bank. Now, if you ever get confused on what fader does what in any of these DMX channel modes, you can always refer to the DMX guide. Now, the cool thing is if you're using a wireless DMX controller like the one we have right here, you can also get a receiver like this DMX WRE that plugs right into your light to make it completely wireless. So the way that this works is that if we look at the back of the controller here, you'll see this on and off switch for the wireless feature. And as soon as we turn that on, you'll see this LED here start to flash, letting us know the controller is sending out a signal. Now, these wireless DMX signals are color coded, and we can switch the color by pressing this button underneath the LED here. So as we're pressing the button, you'll see that it switches color, and we want to set it to a color that we remember, so let's go ahead and switch it to the blue color for now. So now we need to turn on our receiver with this button here, and you may need a small item like a screwdriver to do this. As soon as we turn it on, you'll see that the light on top is lit. So now in order for the receiver to talk to the controller, we need to match it to the same DMX signal that we did on the controller. So again, we'll take our small screwdriver to press this button here on the side. And because we set the controller to blue, we're gonna wanna do the same thing on our receiver. So we're gonna press this button until we see the blue color light up. And as soon as we do that, you'll see that the light on top is flashing green while the controller is flashing red, letting us know that they're communicating. So now all we need to do is plug the receiver into the DMX in on our light, set the light to whatever DMX channel and DMX address that we want. And now if we start to play with our controller, you'll see that the light is following, letting us know the wireless connection is working. If you want to have more lights with this setup, all you'll need to do is get more receivers to plug into your lights, or even if you just have one receiver for your first light, you can then daisy chain to the rest of the lights in your chain and have it work all the same. So hopefully this showed you guys how easy it is to set up a DMX controller to your ROCKSTRIP 252. But of course, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to reach out to our customer support team through phone or email. As always, I'm Perry from Rockville, and we'll see you guys next time.